People at the Naval Academy still whisper about that night. The night a quiet janitor with tired eyes and a stitched-up backpack stood between 5 dangerous men and a terrified little girl. They whisper about the moment she cried, "Daddy, please stop them," and something inside him snapped awake like a sleeping lion. What nobody knew then was that the janitor they ignored, mocked, and stepped over was once the most feared protector in a classified world. And when the Admiral and his wife arrived at the scene, everything, his past, the truth, the danger, finally exploded into the open. Daniel Harris mopped the floors of the naval training facility the way he lived his life, quietly, carefully, and without expecting kindness from anyone. His shoulders were strong but tired, his hands calloused from work few people respected, and his gaze always gentle when it landed on the only thing that mattered to him, his 8-year-old daughter, Emily. Every morning before sunrise, she sat on a small chair in the cleaning closet, sketching little drawings for him while he worked. To the recruits and officers who walked past him, Daniel was invisible, a single dad doing a job nobody wanted, a background character in a world of uniforms and ranks. But there was something about him that made the more experienced soldiers pause. His movements were too controlled, too balanced. When heavy crates slipped from lifts, he caught them with reflexes no normal janitor should have. When arguments broke out between hot-headed cadets, his calm voice ended them in seconds. Nobody asked questions, though. They didn't care enough to. The only person who truly knew Daniel was Emily. She knew he woke up from nightmares whispering names she didn't recognize. She knew he never let anyone get close. And she knew he loved her more fiercely than any father she'd ever met. Their lives were simple but complete, until the night everything changed. It happened after evening training hours. Daniel stayed late, cleaning the upper hallway while Emily waited in her little chair with her backpack full of crayons. The facility was unusually empty, the kind of silence that feels wrong, like the building itself was holding its breath. Then the door at the far end opened quietly, and 5 men slipped inside, men with scarred knuckles, cold eyes, and the kind of confidence that meant trouble. Daniel didn't look up at first, but Emily did. She froze, her crayon falling from her hand. The men scanned the hallway and locked their eyes on the girl. Something primal stirred inside Daniel the moment he saw that look. Before he even understood what was happening, 2 of the men stepped forward. "Cute kid," one of them sneered. "Shame her daddy works here." Daniel straightened slowly, his mop dripping water onto the floor. "Whatever you want," he said softly. "You don't want to do it here." They smirked, the way men smirk when they think they've already won. But Emily could sense it, the danger heavy in the air. She ran to Daniel, grabbing his arm with trembling fingers. "Daddy," she whispered, "please stop them." Those 4 words destroyed the last piece of restraint inside him. Daniel stepped in front of Emily and gently pushed her behind him. The men laughed as if he had just told a joke. The tallest one cracked his knuckles and stepped forward. "Relax, old man. We only need a message delivered. You're going to tell the Admiral we haven't forgotten him." Daniel didn't answer. His heartbeat slowed. His breaths deepened. His eyes changed, not angry, but empty, like a switch had flipped. The kind of eyes soldiers recognize right before everything goes wrong. The first man lunged. Daniel moved. Not like a janitor, not like a tired single father, no. He moved like a ghost from a classified file, like someone who had once been trained to fight in silence because silence was survival. In a single motion he sidestepped, twisted the attacker's arm, and dropped him to the floor so fast the others didn't understand what happened until the man was already unconscious. The remaining 4 men stared in disbelief. How did you?" They rushed him together. Emily screamed, covering her ears, but Daniel's voice cut through the chaos with calm steel. "Don't look, sweetheart." The next minutes unfolded like a storm. Daniel fought with precision so sharp it looked impossible, redirecting punches, using their momentum against them, striking only where it counted. He didn't fight to show power. He fought to protect. He fought like a man who had made a promise to his daughter and would die before breaking it. But the men were trained too, just not like him. One grabbed a metal pipe from a maintenance rack and swung with full force. Daniel blocked it with his forearm, pain exploding through his bones, but he stayed on his feet. He pushed Emily behind the supply cart, shouting for her to stay down, then turned back to the attackers with fire in his eyes. The fifth man made a move Daniel didn't expect, a desperate one. He lunged toward Emily. That single step sealed his fate. Daniel roared, something animalistic, something tortured, and crossed the distance in a heartbeat. He grabbed the man, slammed him into the wall, and pinned him there with one arm, while the other wrapped protectively around Emily. And that was the moment the doors at the end of the hallway burst open. Admiral Carter and his wife, both in their full official presence, ran inside with a squad of military police behind them. They froze at the scene. The 5 men on the ground, the pipe bent from impact, Daniel breathing heavily with Emily clinging to him, and the whole hallway drenched in the storm he had unleashed. But what shocked them most wasn't the fight. It was Daniel. Recognition hit the Admiral like a bullet. His face drained of color. His wife gasped, covering her mouth. "Dear God," the Admiral whispered. "Harris?" "Daniel Harris." Because the janitor standing before them wasn't just a janitor. He was the man they once trusted with missions that never made it into files. He was the ghost they thought was dead. He was the protector they thought they'd lost forever. And now he was back,